Hey, my lovely subscribers and viewers. Jasmine, the TMNT fan here. So, as requested, I'm going to tell you all the story about how I found out about my type 1 diabetes. Or what exactly how I got it, I think. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but yeah. Let me just do this. So, basically, 5 years ago, on November 9th, 2020, sorry about that. That was one of my cats. I was in 8th grade, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was just in the beginning of 8th grade. I was 14. And this was obviously the time where you had the choice, or at least my school did anyway, of going in person or staying at home. My mom decided to keep us home. Me and my sister. So on this day, I usually would normally just get up and do my, get up, wake up by myself. I didn't need my mom to wake me up or nothing. I did my work. I did what I had to do. But on this day, on November 9th, 2020, I was not waking up. And my mom and my sister knew this was odd because normally, like I said, I would wake up perfectly fine and do what I had to do. But on this day, I really didn't. I couldn't really move. I couldn't really speak. I was basically dying, to say the least. And so my mom, of course, naturally called 911. And I got transported to the hospital, the Malone Hospital. And they didn't know what was wrong with me, but I was getting closer and closer to death the more longer that I was not getting the help I needed. So they transported me by helicopter to Burlington, Vermont to seek the help I needed, as they probably would know more about what was wrong with me. I was still out of it. I had no idea what was going on. By the way, I only knew all this because my mom told me. My mom had to hitch a ride with one of the nurses from the Malone Hospital all the way to Burlington, Vermont. Because obviously I was a minor at the time and I couldn't be by myself. Obviously. And that's when they told my mom if I waited any longer, I would have died. And that's when the doctors also told her I had type 1 diabetes. It was really bad. I was in a diabetic coma for a little while. But when I finally came to and I woke up, I couldn't control my bladder, so I was peeing myself quite a lot. But obviously I couldn't control it as I had just woken up from my diabetic coma. So when my mom told me what had happened, she told me everything that happened, and she even told me I had diabetes. And me and my mom had to stay in Burlington for at least 4 days. Meanwhile, my sister and my mom's man at the time was at home. My sister was doing her schoolwork still, despite everything that was going on, but she had to do what she had to do. But they would call us every day to make sure we were good. And at the time, I had my dog, Jade. My dog didn't know where I was. She was very worried about me. So I would call her and she would look all around for me and would even whine because she knew I wasn't at home. And those 4 days I was in the hospital, we had to do some diabetic training as we had no idea what we were doing because neither of us knew anything about diabetes. We didn't even know how I got it for the longest time. So they would wake us up at 6 in the morning every day so I could get my breakfast shot and eat. And obviously to do some training. So we didn't sleep very well while we were in the hospital. Finally, when we got home, after those 4 days, it was nighttime, and I had an abscess too, by the way. Not gonna say where it was, but let's just say it was very uncomfortable, to say the least. So when my dog finally saw me, she literally howled because she saw that I was finally home and she was happy. And so for a few days after I had gone back from the hospital, the school was complaining about me not doing any of my work. But when my mom explained what had happened, they excused me from all my work because of the situation. So I took a few days even more off to not do work for a little bit because I had to get some rest and recover from everything. I had to take potassium medicine and some medicine for my abscess. And trust me, the potassium medicine was disgusting. I did not enjoy it, let me tell you. But, yeah. It was a long thing that now I've been stuck with and I'll be stuck with for the rest of my life. It's not easy. If any of you are diabetics as well, like type 1, type 2, type 3, whatever, you can do this. You are strong and you'll get through this. Don't let it consume you. Do not die. Do not let it kill you. It's rough. I know it is. I know it will forever be rough, as it's still rough for me, and I've been having it for 5 years. And I'm 19. I was only 14 at that time. I was still young and I had my life before me, but unfortunately, there are just some things that you can't control. But I'm also going to tell y'all the story about me being back in the hospital just months ago. So, I had just turned 19. It was July 31st, 2025, of course, as I had just turned 19. I wasn't feeling good. Like, my headache was not going away no matter how much sleep I got, no matter how much I ate or drank or nothing. Nothing was just helping the headache go away. I tried everything I could. We at first assumed that it was just because I was hot, because it was summer, so obviously it was hot. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Eventually, I stopped eating and I stopped drinking. And as a diabetic, that is very dangerous. But it wasn't even fully my fault. In my defense, I had a virus. But of course, I didn't know that at the moment. So I ended up the same way I was when I found out. I ended up in the hospital again. This time I woke up in Malone Hospital, and they transported me to the Plattsburgh Hospital, where I ended up getting the help I needed and stayed there for 5 days this time. Because between the virus and my diabetes, I had to stay there for a few days. Thank God it was summer. I didn't have to worry about school. Plus, I had just graduated a month prior, and everything. But there was a few reasons I ended up in the hospital. One, because of diabetes complications, but it was due to because I was so badly depressed over a breakup that it messed with my mental health to the point I just did not care about myself. But also because I had a respiratory virus, which was caused because my family ended up with COVID. And because my immune system is not very strong, I got it the worst out of everyone in my house. My sister had brought it home from going to a guy's house, and it just ended up going all over the house, and everyone had gotten sick. But again, I had gotten it the worst, as my immune system was not the strongest due to my diabetes. So it really messed me up, but at least I got the help I needed. I'm still here. I will forever be grateful to the doctors and my mom for saving my life, because if they didn't save me, I wouldn't even be here. I would be long dead, and no one would even know what to do with themselves and whatnot. But, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell to be notified on future videos. I hope you'll have a shell-tastic day. Love y'all.
Because I sense a drop of star potential with a little boost that just could turn torrential.